Hey guys, what's going on? It's Don here from Pandemic Playgrounds, and today we are going to be building ourselves a little forklift. As you guys mentioned in the last video when I did the Wasteland mini review or first look, you guys were interested in taking a look at how I built this guy with the Q and E to lift up the fork. So I'm going to show you guys how I did it, and yeah, we'll just get started. Alright, first I have this little garage setup that I'm still working on but building a lot of stuff to it, but I do have this little tiny landing gear where I could start just putting stuff together. So first I'm going to do is stretch out a couple of cubes. This way I can know where my wheel placement is going to be, and I kind of want it a little wide, so I'm going to set up that little fork over there, and I am going to be using the new wheels. And I also do want to make a little bit of a design to it, you could say. So let's kind of do this. Yeah, that seems about right. And then we'll pop that over. And we'll put another block here. That way I could have a wheel here and a wheel there. So I usually have a formula with this. I usually start off with the back wheel, or whatever the wheel I'm going to be steering with. That will be my 0 number. So left wheel here. Then another left wheel here. And I will do the same over here as far as the wheel placement on the right side. So I would start the wheel here. So I know these two wheels are going to be my steering and they shouldn't have a number behind it. While this one, it should be left 2 and this one will be right 2. And that way I know that these are only for propulsion. And it kind of helps me design the, well, it helps me search for what I'm searching for much easier in the console. So let's pop this over. Oh, you might not have known, but that does require a script. So if you guys are Xbox users, you might not be able to use this because it does require a programming script just to get those keys to work. But all right, now that I have this going on, I have my base structure, and I did put 2 wheels up in front to help aid with the weight. You guys could design it however you want. 2 wheels would work just fine. Like this. I mean, 4 wheels will just work just fine. And what I'm going to put here is this guy. Okay, I kind of need to set it up, so I think here is a good placement. Reason why I'm doing it this way, because I could put my batteries laid out in a way where it's like this, and I could still have my little exhaust pipes. So yeah, now I could put my little pistons. Now what I did with the pistons is basically put it on the wheel itself so it's wider. Like so. And this is a little bit in front of, you see how I have it like right next to it? I put it in front, that way it doesn't have that clang. You could, let me think. Yeah, I could actually do that. Move the cockpit up front 1 piece and probably get a better result out of it. If I move it up like here, I think I should be very similar to that. It's just that this takes up 1 block. You see this over here? So I need to extend this outside of that little block. And now the battery would fit a little bit better. Yeah, it's not perfect, but yeah, it will fit a little bit better. This way you can kind of see how that would look. And let's go to my armor block. The reason why I'm using armor block because they're skinny, so, and they look pretty good on this. 1, 2, like that. I'm extending it 1 piece out because it clangs if I don't. See, like this one has 1 block, 1 block. Oh, yeah, this one has 2 blocks now. So now I gotta do this other piece where it bends this one down. There we have it. Now it's gonna come down a little, depending on how far you want it to make it go down. You can make it go down here. That should be fine. 3 pieces down. Maybe 4 should be better. I don't know. Then there's this little other piece that it's the blast door corner inverted that gives it that little smoothness. There we have it. And then now we do landing gears. I'm gonna stick the wide end there. All right. Kind of have the base structure up. I am going to detach it from here because I don't need this on here. And the next thing we need to do is put up a programming block. So what I like to do is, let's kind of have this structured here, and I can put the programming block here. So the programming block I have Oop, that didn't work. Put that here. And now I could kind of make it look like it's sitting at a pretty good spot. So in the programming block, we've actually reviewed this script before, and this is the same script I used to create my crane system. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up on the top left. But this is called the cockpit, pistons, rotors, and hinge controller. Now in here, we're going to change some settings right off the bat. The Q and E movement speed, you want 1 or 0.5, depending on how fast you want the forks to lift up. We're going to delete the name over here. And as far as the Q and E over here, we're going to change this to lift. So it's easier to remember. So lift, that's what it's going to be controlling. Now for my pistons, because I only have 4 right over here, I would group this together and call it lift. Save, and that's it. Now while we're again in here, we might as well disable auto lock for the landing gears, and I'm gonna save it into a group. And the wheels, because remember how I said this is left and this is left too, this is right and this is right too. I know these two are the rear wheels, so I'm actually gonna keep the steering on those. And in the front wheels, I don't want the steering. And we could change all of the specs over here, lower the power to like maybe 30 something percent. Speed limit, we don't need that much, so I'm going to lower it to 60. And we'll play around with the strength depending on what we're going to be lifting. So we want to group the wheels to be wheels to kind of give an idea how we want to configure it. Now we should leave the strength on the rear and probably bump up the front, but we will play around with that a little bit later. Now I do have to go back to the programming block and run it again, I believe. Recompile, then run. Then now it should work because I set everything up. Alright, here we have our little go-getter. Ooh, should also change the steering angle to be at least 35. There you go. Alright, let's give that a try. Now this time it won't clang. I could probably make it a little bit better, but this is like the micro version of what I had over there, because that one has a cargo container, connector to charge, and all that stuff. But let's see if it lifts this just fine. Alright, getting around to it. Let's change the view so I can kind of see in front. Let's lower this a little. Get there. Forgot to hotkey. So let's hotkey the landing gears. And we're going to switch this to switch lock. Ready to lock, 9. And we can lift. Alright. So you see how it's not stable? You could strengthen it up to make it more stable if you want, or add more wheels in the front because it's got to carry that weight. But ultimate, ooh, still a little bit of clang. Oh, so the clang is actually coming from the pistons. Alright, maybe you don't want to put it right next to the cockpit like I do, because that's where the clang is coming from. If I go above a certain height and then I come down, you see that? That clang, that little spark. Alright, note to self, if you guys are working on this, just remember that little fact that maybe we shouldn't put the pistons on that end. But yeah, now we have a Q and E operation for the lifting of the forks. And if we want to be really cool, we could kind of do something like this. Let me see if I can get this going, which is Wasteland, and you have these new barred windows. I wonder if we could do something like, alright, it's not placed perfectly. Can I not? Oh, okay, I got it backwards. Oh, okay, I do have it correct. So I'm trying to place it backwards. This way, I could put stuff on there. Okay, and alright. We have a little fork thing here. Let's see if that works. Let's move this back a little. Ooh, too much power. Drop this. Ooh. Okay. I do have to play around with the power in the vehicle because it's way too powerful, and I'm front heavy right now. Okay, it needs to be a little bit higher, so we're gonna add that extra grid. Alright guys, here we have it, a little forklift that we just put together. And let's see if I can lift a vehicle with this. Alright, let's see. Oh, it slided in fine. Oh, it should be a little bit longer. But you know what? Let's go in from behind. We might get better results this way. Here we go, guys. Alright. That didn't work out as planned, but the idea is there. I might need more wheels in front. So my original idea with having 4 wheels in front and 1 wheel in the back should aid with this problem that we're having where we're tilting forward. But yeah, this is a pretty good idea nonetheless to have a forklift like this. Anyway guys, that's it from me. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button. And if you guys have any questions about this, hit it down in the comments below. And if you guys are new to this channel, consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification icon so you know when the next video is going to be out. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.